the shotgun start in golf is full of mathematics. There's a lot of setup work that we have to do in order to make a tournament work. So I'm going to demonstrate to you just exactly how we do a shotgun start here.
And here we go.
Hey. All right. Gentlemen, start your engine!
Greetings and welcome to a Wednesday edition of the Shotgun Start. It is March 18th. Andy, how we doing?
Brendan, I'm just thrilled about this World Baseball Classic, watching my guy Danny Palencia hopefully close it out here.
Venezuela. So do you hate America? I got to take this. I got my bucket hat on.
Cubs closer, looking to close it out. Nothing else happened tonight.
I look like one of those NFL players with the Guardian caps on, the absurd helmets. I got to take that off.
You got your
JupLinks bucket hat on over the head headphones that I can't wear. Congrats on the Venezuela closer, looking good. Congrats to my JupLinks. Absolute body bag situation. I know Boston's number one seed, number one in your power rankings, more importantly than the seed. I'm sure you'll find a way to put them number one next week as they're at home watching the Lynx and LA Golf Club play for the title. Just absolute body bag. The Lynx have come together at the right time and just slammed them. I feel a very tinge of sympathy and sadness for Keegan Bradley, who's just year from hell continues, or 9 months from hell continues. After you go Ryder Cup, you have the Drake May just debacle in the Super Bowl. I think he was really looking forward to a positive outcome here. His St. Patrick's Day, the St. Patrick's Day title bout against JupLinks, and they just got massacred. And he made a great putt, whatever it was, 22 feet or something, and then Akshay just comes, boom, right over the top of him and makes it null and void. And Boston's going home. JupLinks goes on. How are you feeling there as the foremost Frogs fan out there?
Didn't like the energy coming into this.
What does that mean?
I just think we have real golfers who played in the Players last week.
Actually, it's not a real golfer. Home is not a real golfer.
Tom Kim wasn't even in the Players.
That's fine. I'm getting WBC alerts.
I mean, there's a lot of questions about the roster. I was rubbing shoulders with various, sports executives the last couple of weeks, and there are a lot of questions about rules and regulations. And I hate to call into question, I hate to bring you down, but it seems like there was a league rule that Akshay wasn't supposed to be able to play in the playoffs.
Why?
Kisner where was Kevin Kisner tonight? He was the guy that was supposed to be on the playoff roster.
He's probably getting ready for Valspar. I don't know. Goddard's playing for Atlanta. Was he an Atlanta guy? I mean, where's JT? What's going on there?
Just heard, listen, Akshay might not have been supposed to be playing.
This is such classic, like sour grapes. You're like a youth sports parent that comes after you got your ass kicked. You want to check birth certificates, things like that. That's what you're up to here.
I mean, it's preposterous. It's a preposterous whole setup. The whole thing. I mean, Homa bounced it off a freaking empty grandstand. He shipped it into the water, but it hit the grandstand, bounced back. They win that hole.
How about the one where he hit it like in the bunker or lip of the bunker or edge of the bunker, and it like bounces forward, then spins back off the green? How about that on the part? I think that was a par 3 approach shot. I mean, people are fired up for this. This was a great sports night between Dayton games, TGL, the Chasing Whatever Sunday documentary, which I still got to watch, which seems like just a love letter to caddies. Just caddies just stunting all over the camera, talking about how they love it when it gets hard, like because they don't have to hit any shots. We got that WBC,
Do we have
and then TGL
enough
playoffs.
too little caddy content, too much caddy content, or just enough caddy content?
I think there's an undercurrent of caddy backlash starting to happen, that they know the cameras are on them, and now they peacock and showboat more than they need to because they know that the announcers are laying out. There's a theory out there that caddies are overdoing it at this point, but now we got documentaries. Are you feeling good about your title hopes? Yeah. I mean, presumably Colin Morikawa's not going to play next week, so we got that going for us. I think we have our lineup set. It's like that lineup you find in the playoffs, like a death squad, the death lineup that's come together here. I mean, Tom Kim might stink at real golf, but God, he shows up. He's the man in the arena, man in the SoFi Dome. He showed
the JT.
Oh,
putter down.
God, I did the Mick Cronin meme. Like, I wanted to eject my own player when he was doing that. Like, that was ridiculous.
I mean, how can you be a fan of this team?
I mean, because it's so preposterous. It's an absurd situation. We have all these major metropolitan areas, and then we have Jupiter, Florida, with Tiger, I think he was there tonight. Didn't hear much from Tiger, but he was present, kind of walking around. A little less zip on the fastball from Tiger.
I thought he was going to play this week.
Well, that's, I mean,
maybe he'll play next week.
The tour just tweets him like putts it around like little chips, like, oh, the Masters in 23 days. I love Lamagna. It's like, oh my God, he looks so dialed and ready. It was two chips they showed. Maybe he'll play next week. Maybe, like,
I mean, that would be the ultimate Tiger. He comes in, we're in the finals. I got to play.
I mean,
and then he goes out there and
as a JupLinks fan, that would be the most Alonzo Mourning gif ever. Just like, oh my God, we're rolling, we're humming right now. And then you just throw this. I mean, but can you say no to the greatest player of all time? Screen golf or otherwise?
Do you think Bryson will walk back his commentary?
He called him to the carpet. The cooler. So we got a question about the cooler. Cooler's right there. Cooler's propped in the background. What? Bryson's calling JupLinks on the carpet. Wants to go 4-on-4. He says real golf though, outdoor golf, disparaging the TGL. Said real golf. Bryson had a lot of other things to say. I did. We're gonna go through that.
Tiger can't even walk 18 holes right now. Of all the teams to call out for 4 versus 4, he called out Jupiter.
Yeah. Well, Bryson had a lot more insane ramblings in that press conference, which we'll get to in a minute. Can I ask you a serious question? Do you think TGL has built upon anything here? After that first match was good. I think
decent. The playoffs are kind of fun.
Billy Boy.
I don't think it was the right night to have the playoffs.
Why didn't they do it last night? Is it too tight to players? Why didn't they? Like, there's too much going on tonight. NCAA tournament,
World Baseball Classic.
That documentary the tour did. I don't know.
What are we doing with the tour's documentary in this? Like, aren't we all on the same team here?
Yeah.
Why am I having to pick? Like, it's Tuesday night after the players, and I'm having to pick which golf PGA Tour owned golf thing I'm gonna watch.
Right.
If my frogs weren't playing, I probably would have watched the documentary.
I think I would have been there with you.
I don't know what the frogs do. I think it's time to tear it down. I think we got to ship Keegan off the team.
He wants it too much. He wants it too much. Do you think that's it? I mean, let's call it how it was. Rory was really bad tonight.
Rory might not be a good screen golfer.
I think he's been good at times. It seemed like he figured it out. His strengths with the power and all that, where you can really have an advantage on a handful of these holes. He was super bad tonight. He wasn't very good. And I don't know if that was the difference, but he was not good tonight. But we have JupLinks. Do you think there's any real momentum here? Is this going? Are we like? I got asked to do local radio here today.
I think this is a Cinderella story.
I mean, we've had this like decrepit hodgepodge team all week, patchwork all season, patchwork team. maybe we go to first place. And you got Justin Rose just lying in wait. Seems like it means the world to him. Just rolling in 20-footers, fist bumping. I got asked to do local radio today. That just like usual Commanders, free agency, nonstop. I was like, why? Like, well, we really want to hear about TGL playoffs. Like, what? You don't ask me to do this for like they'll ask me for the 4 majors. The only radio I'll do. I don't know if there's like some momentum.
Did you do it?
I did. And then
What did they ask you about?
Well, they started with players and Scotty, and then they started asking me about who's favored tonight, and I didn't have that information ready. I was like, I think LA's been good. I think they may be favored. I was like, I don't have gambling odds ready to go. So I said, I said, I can't believe you asked me to come on, is what I told them, to talk TGL playoffs. That was my first reaction. Do you have any actual serious TGL takes other than it's just floating through the void, Christmas to March 15th, 20th, something like that?
No, I'm done talking TGL. Frogs are out. I'm out.
You're just slinking away into your hole. You've been doing these power rankings all year.
I think you're shut down.
Oh my God.
Until further notice. If somebody if people bang their fists on the table and say we want the power rankings, I'll do a season end power rankings.
I think it's only right as a man of honor that you have to keep it up. You have to deliver actual power rankings for the TGL. You just,
all right. Well, PJ and I were talking about maybe doing some regular season awards. Maybe we'll do that for the Friday show.
How about Rory not hitting a cenote into the funnel? Just going 4-iron, feeling himself. There was a lot of
interesting
issues
decisions were made. Also, I don't know how the driver on the one hole with the downslope didn't get there.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I mean, the ball hits the ground and it's like freaking Velcro.
It's interesting. I do think Roberto is great. Roberto is like as good as you want. He's like, I'm surprised they didn't move the tee up on the Jupiter hole because Rory was hitting or against Homa or somebody. They just had the link. He was great. He was apoplectic about Billy turning down the hammer when he had like an 8-footer to either like he's like, I don't know. But essentially, can you be Ryder Cup captain after turning that? Billy has the advantage with a 19-footer, gasses it by. Then LA makes it on top of him. And now he's got like an 8-footer and they throw the hammer. He's like, no. And Cantley was looking at him like, are you serious now? Because Billy, you have an 8-footer versus winning a par 5 outright from tee. Like that just doesn't work. So you pull. It was like, and he's like, no, we got to decline it to go down. Essentially, all the best you could do is tie. It was just a crazy ending. All of a sudden, because he had the advantage. I don't know. I found it to be a good night of TGL and saw that a little bit on my timeline from otherwise serious golf fans.
I think the TGL playoffs was pretty fun. I'm just in a bad mood. My Frogs lost to Jupe Stinks of all teams.
Popped you right in. Take it. Taste it.
It's gonna be a long off season.
What would be more upsetting? If Boston's lost tonight or if Illinois gets upset in the first round late Thursday night? What would be more upsetting as a genuine sports fan?
I mean, the Illinois thing, if they lose to the first round, I'd feel pretty upset about. Honestly, I think our team's pretty good. I would feel pretty upset if we don't make it past this weekend. I'm going to be in a bad mood if we don't make it past this weekend.
They're in Greenville. Is that
what
right?
do you think the right time is to tell the wife that we're clearing the decks for a couple appointment television this weekend?
Ooh.
We got a 6:40 game on Thursday. I guess
6:40 local, West Coast.
6:40
right?
Local. The Saturday game. Just gonna say I'm unavailable on Saturday.
Unavailable for your wife to the house?
I'm unavailable. I'm watching the game.
Okay.
You can be a part of it, or you can not be a part of it.
God, I'm fighting for my life over here. I was like, we got a podcast at 11:15 Eastern tonight. Fighting for my life after being gone last week. had a steak dinner last night that was planned for basketball coaches postseason. It's not good. It's not been a tough couple. Like really. So
We
I'm
all
gonna.
can't live PJ's life. Who
Yeah.
stayed at the extra Ponte Vedra Beach and played TPC Sawgrass on Monday.
Yeah, sounds like he did well at TPC Sawgrass. PJ, come in here. How was Sawgrass?
Well,
You lost-
I'd like to say my extra day was a result of a JetBlue plane cancellation. That was not entirely intentional.
You lost your voice.
I
That
lost my
sounds like you've been
voice.
burning the candle at both ends.
I just having
Yeah.
a
Young
rowdy
lad
night.
should.
Rowdy night at Jack's Beach.
Yeah, totally got after it. You know,
up
the Cam Young party was something I'll never forget. Totally still recovering now, 72 hours later.
PJ last week, by the way, got carded when he ordered a Coca-Cola in a bar. He got
is
carded.
true.
She still had to see your ID for being in the bar. It's pretty good.
This is true. I don't know if I'm ever going to get to a point where that's not going to happen for me, honestly.
That's good.
So.
That's a good thing.
It's a great thing.
How'd you play at Sawgrass on Monday?
I played well for my circumstances. I was pretty happy. It was great. I had a great day. Great group I was with. 17 was an utter, but the lights were bright. They put our names up
What
on
happened?
the video board. I just totally drop kicked the 9-iron and went like so far left that almost had there been like a security person on the like path that you walk to the green, it went in the water, but it was kind of close to making it to land. It was that far left.
You would have yelled 4 is what you're saying if somebody was standing on the bridge.
Yeah, it was open for interpretation. Sure.
That would have been tough. You know, if you yelled 4, somebody's standing on the bridge, they have a chance to go down into the water.
Right.
You know, because your natural reaction is kind of to take a couple steps.
Yeah.
You know.
So definitely could have put somebody in danger, but no, splash down. The lights were bright. Put the names up on the video board.
Did you get on from the drop zone? What happened then?
Yeah, but it was a big
there
moment.
you
It was
go.
a big moment, and I failed. I did hit a great shot on 3. I hit it to like 5 feet, missed the putt. But other than that, it was fun. It was great.
What
It was something.
was the highlight of the round? The shot on 3?
I hit a really good wedge into 4, and I rode the ridge to that left pin from Sunday to like 7 feet, and also missed the putt. But that
So
was
you
the
hit a
best
better
shot I
wedge
ever
than Michael Thorbjornsen.
confirmed. And I also hit a way better shot on 3 than Cam did, not even making it up the false front. So, but it was really cool. It was really
All right.
cool.
The boy is flying high right now. The Johnnies win the Big East,
I
win the Big East regular, then Cam Young, then you get Sawgrass.
I don't
want to jinx the boy, but he is eligible for the Masters lottery too.
Somebody has already jinxed the boy.
Who? Me?
Brendan has.
What did I do?
When I got the invite to play Sawgrass on Monday, you turn to me and you go, you could play Sawgrass on Monday and then also play Augusta on Monday after the Masters. Immediately.
Like a 1 month span.
within seconds.
I did. I was like,
Pete, these aren't mutually exclusive things. Both can happen.
I understand that.
I won the Masters lottery the same year that we played the Old Course the Tuesday after the Open, which was pretty freaking awesome.
That is
right?
pretty freaking awesome.
That was the same year, huh? God, that's pretty good. Pretty good run for you that week. Yeah. So hey, you work for it. Just you've lost your voice living this life, working down in the mines on this job. You've lost your voice. It's just slaving away. You deserve a round at Augusta, maybe.
Some media member had to follow the first 15 holes of the Cam Young, Matthew Fitzpatrick group on Sunday.
You were very salty about that.
Are you saying you're the only one that was there? Were there a lot of Johnny-come-latelys?
I can tell you that there was only one following until we hit 16, 17, 18. And
where were they?
Everybody decided to come out of the woodwork. I'm just saying, if anybody needs details on what happened until we got to that point, there's one person on this earth that could tell you.
All right. Love it. Okay. PJ,
did Cam ever look at you and give you a thumbs up during the round?
God, no. What?
No.
And I hope he didn't. Locked in, laser focus, winning.
How do you feel about your boy being a top 5 player in the world? We didn't get to give this information out because Nosferatu's still down. He's up to number 4 in the world.
I know Brendan's going to have a joke about something else being surreal later in this podcast. A nice quote from Zinger about something being surreal. Cam Young being like a legit top 5 player in the world is kind of surreal.
Why?
It's like because this is not obviously on talent. He I would argue he has been for a while, but this is actually coming through and cashing in on it is a new feeling for sure.
Okay.
But you look at the 3 guys ahead of him, and a lot of question marks with those 3 guys. I don't have any question marks on Cam Young right now.
Fabulous. Any TGL reaction?
Well, I got a thought here.
Please.
People said it would have been crazy and silly to take Chris Gotterup and Cam Young both for the Ryder Cup at Bethpage.
People did say that.
Extremely great course fits. Oh, there's too much inexperience, blah, blah, blah. Can we just throw that out the window? The thought that we need experience for this match play event. Now they're 2 of the 5 best players in the world now. 12 events later, 11 events later. Both of them, they're 2 of the 5 best players in the world.
It's like
so maybe Keegan should be busted up about this because he picked the wrong guys.
It's like bringing a musket to a battle, like, because this thing's got experience. We've used this for many years. When you got a bazooka in the shed and you leave the bazooka in the shed, I got my musket. This thing's got a lot of experience. I don't know. Just take the weapons you got. Who gives a shit? The guy, look at the
I'm sorry.
The deliverables these guys are putting up.
I'm sorry to relitigate this, but Cam was the best player at the Ryder Cup.
I still, to this day, I do not understand how he didn't play the first session. Like,
so
I cannot believe.
Player.
I can't believe we're doing this.
We also have the Jersey version of Cam.
Jersey boy, the 5 families.
Who absolutely obliterates the ball and is pretty good at everything except for hitting a wedge. And we can have him on the team too. But no, that we can't have both of them.
I mean, God, Keegan's already crying in his green beard. Do we need to go back for one more, pop when he's down about the Ryder Cup? Yeah, no, he's a top 5 player in the world. So TGL done and dusted. Screen golf season is about to end.
Okay,
what you gonna say, Peach?
No,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Andy was saying, that the Frogs had players in the field at the players, and maybe JupLinks didn't. If you just look down the leaderboard at the players, I mean, you want to talk about a TGL team that actually showed up for an outdoor golf event.
New York,
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
That was
1, 2, 3.
I don't know how
NYGC
the Coens were asleep at the wheel when Chris Gotterup was in free agency.
It seems like apparently everybody was, except for one team.
Well, screen golf season's coming to an end. That was one thing this radio interviewer today said. Brian Mitchell, should be a Hall of Famer. I think is he an NFL? Was like he plays a lot more screen golf. He goes to the sim much more because he's a big TGL fan now. Screen golf, though, should be coming to a close. And for real golf, outdoor golf, you need to make sure your game is dialed. And you need to get to Golf Galaxy as we come out of the doldrums of winter. And if you're ready to upgrade your game, there's no better time to get dialed. At Golf Galaxy, it's easy and convenient with in-app booking. Or stop by your local store to schedule it. Just drop in, like old-fashioned. Drop in, put me in the book, schedule me now. You could do it on the app, though, if you want to be more convenient.
Before we get to more of this, you should download the app. I just remembered when I got the most nervous I was about this Jupe match, Boston Common match. When I saw LeBron.
Oh, here we go.
Post that video about wishing us luck. That was the kiss of death.
I mean, isn't he he's a partner at FSG or investor at FSG, and they clearly got him to come aboard and give he also was with Tom Kim, though. That could have been on a big cool. I thought a great Nike ad with Tom Kim today for him playing golf. So that could have been the kiss of death. It could have gone either way if you're citing LeBron as a potential kiss of death. But yeah, that was a tough one. LeBron maybe getting his game dialed at Golf Galaxy.
I think that's probably where he goes to get his clubs.
Just off the rack for a 6'8", 6'9".
Tell us the best part about getting fit.
I love the fitter that we worked with. I mean, you'll see it on the video in a couple weeks here. My boy Pete was just a pleasure to be around. As Andy has alluded to, I'm not much of a speed demon. I kind of struggle to hit the ball, period, some days, and this was one of them. And my guy Pete was very patient and very funny, and I hope it'll make for great content. But you get to meet some cool people, I would say, was my favorite part.
Not every Golf Galaxy customer out there can see Pete himself, but they do have a squadron of thoroughly trained fitters that will optimize every club in your bag to get you playing your best. Visit your local Golf Galaxy and or download the Golf Galaxy mobile app and dial in right there. Where do we want to go next? Do you want to go to schedule for the week here as we dive into the Valspar? Let's go to schedule.
We have 5 guys to monitor this week, but I just wanted to throw this up here. This was disturbing.
What happened?
This week's Deputy's day off. He's taking PTO at an event that he's always arresting people on misdemeanor charges. This is the deputy's event. This is where he's sheriff for a week. He's sheriff of the Snake Pit.
Bermuda Burns.
Sam Burns is not playing this week. I was shocked. I looked through the field like 17 times. I'm like, I can't believe this guy's not playing.
We just have a run of WDs to join him. Like everybody, Keith Mitchell, peace. Bobby McIntyre, peace. I'm out. Getting Doug Gim and Andrew Putnam in the field. Sudarshan Yelamaraju, great story from the players. Peace. I'm out.
Why do you think he pieced out?
I think he just made whatever. Maybe, was it 7 figures for his T5? Certainly a good chunk of change. And I don't know. He's probably, I need a week off. Maybe just try to play his way into the Masters. I don't know what he's trying to do. Although this would be a good week to get some
said,
points.
meet me in LA. And that's why he left. Somebody needs to ask him. Did you WD because you have a date with Sydney Sweeney?
We've willed more insane things into existence, like Rory Sabatini, silver medalist. I think if we harp on this, we can at least get him some FaceTime. I don't know how or why, but someone out there can work on the Sudarshan Sydney Sweeney hookup and get them meeting. At least a coffee date, something. I think that can happen. Maybe that's why he WD'd. But we're just Big Bill Mao, WD, just a run of WDs from the players. Taking Max Grazerman, WD'd, just run of WDs, which, speaks to sort of the halves, the signature slate, and then the concurrent track or whatever. Track 2, I think, is what Commissioner or CEO Brian Rollback was talking about last week. Valspar would certainly fall into track 2 territory. This is at the Innisbrook Copperhead Palm Harbor, Florida resort. The purse is $9.1 million. And almost 1.65 to the winner.
Sign me up for track 2 if we're playing for 9.1 million every week.
I know. I like the Valspar. Hand up. Like, of course there are issues with it, and it's sleepy, and I'm not going to watch every hour of coverage. But I think all the Florida swing events, for various reasons, I think I'm subscribed for one reason or another. If you just I don't go in expecting this to be, the end-all be-all golf event of the year, but lower your expectations. I love the golf course. Makes you hit mid-irons via having to hit like pitching wedge off the tee. It's kind of amusing in that way.
What's your favorite hole in the Snake Pit?
I like 17.
It's par 3. Long
Yes.
par 3.
Sure. Long par 3. Punch you in the face. I do like the one. Is the one that the dog legs right that everybody either just hits it into the woods left?
16.
Is that 15? Is it 16? I mean,
it's
yeah.
16.
16. Everybody just sends it into the woods and they have to punch it. Unless you get the occasional just like slice and you have to drop it essentially at the front of the tee box.
I think
like
16's my hole. That
16's
seems like
fun.
would be one of the least fun holes to play in the world, but it's kind of fun to watch these guys play it.
It is like interesting that you do have to hit irons because you're kind of have to hit. It's station to station baseball. You have to hit low, just something off the tee. Your defending champ is Victor Hovland. Notables in the field are Akshay. Is he still in? Cantlay. This is Monday. Wyndham Clark.
I think he's got a WD if you want him fresh for the Stinks
I would
match.
agree. I would agree. Ben Griffin, Hovland, Brooksy, Koepka, Xander Schauffele. Jordan Spieth is playing. A trendy little pick there, probably. Jordan Spieth, as is Justin Thomas, who's played well here before. And Gary Woodland is a notable as well. This is on Golf Channel, 2 to 6, Thursday, Friday. NBC finishing at 6 on Saturday and Sunday. Do you have any? Do we have a Brooks versus the Mules update? PJ's worse for the wear. He may not be ready to go with that.
Who got in? Somebody, I think Jolie D got in.
Joel Damon, I believe, is the last one that
Who do
I
you think's
saw.
got
so
more
far.
influence, Jolie D or Brooks?
In terms of what?
Just
Q rating,
influence.
star power?
Yeah, influence.
I think Brooks Koepka probably has more star power or more influence, I should say. Peach, what do you got for us?
As of right now, late Tuesday night, this could change. Currently, the last two men in the field are Justin Lauer and Jolie D.
Ooh,
So
okay.
could get
Okay.
interesting.
Ohio's own.
Northeast Ohio zone. Do you have a one
Can I
and
ask
done
you a
pick?
question?
Yeah, please.
What?
Seems like something derogatory about Northeast Ohio.
That's where I thought it was going.
I mean, Akron doesn't really feel like Northeast.
Oh my God.
It completely is.
Yeah, I guess
Here's
it
how-
is.
Here's how I judge.
Ruining like a 25-year branding, just a kid from Northeast Ohio right
I'm
now.
just
You're
telling you, like-
poking a hole in it.
Like if you're from farther away from Chicago than Akron is from downtown Cleveland. You're up there on the North Shore. You're halfway to Wisconsin. That's just what you claim. You're like essentially from the heart of Chicago. So this is a slippery
It's
slope
actually
for you to get on.
your Akron's further away. I just looked it up, a couple miles further.
Couple.
So
All right.
shove it in your face.
couple miles away. So I don't know. I just judge it by the newspaper,
I mean,
the plain
Cleveland's
dealer.
not. You can't compare Chicago and Cleveland. Cleveland's like a tenth of the size.
Okay, I'm not suggesting Akron is Cleveland, though. You're suggesting it's not even Northeast Ohio. And I'm just telling
I
you
was
it's
wrong.
the same.
I just looked at a map. I was wrong.
All right.
That's
Well,
why I
there
was
we go.
asking a question. That's
All
why
right.
I asked the question.
Justin Lauer. I think he would claim he's from. We need no more. Do we have one and done picks for the Valspar
Well, we
Championship?
got to do 5 guys to monitor.
Oh,
this
okay.
week.
Please, let's do 5 guys to monitor. Sorry, I apologize.
Jeez, God.
Who are we monitoring this week?
All right, up first. Everybody's wondering how this past champion of the Masters, can he round into form? Can he get ready for the Masters? And everybody always expects a run at the Masters from past champions. So Danny Willett is in the field.
I'm not monitoring shit with Danny Willett this week, but you go ahead and do that. Warm-up season is the caption as he preps for the Masters. What part?
I think that's just a guy to monitor at the Valspar.
Okay,
Let's
all
check
right.
in on Danny Willett.
I love
See
it.
how he's
Okay.
doing.
Dial it in. Love it.
Uh,
I need to see who he got paired with.
Luke
Okay.
Guthrie. Haven't seen his name. He's been bouncing around the Corn Ferry. He
Love
Monday
Luke Guthrie.
qualified in.
Yeah.
I believe
He
he was
did.
Oh,
the Rookie of the Year runner-up in 2011.
Illinois
Maybe
zone, right?
2012. He was
Yeah.
Rookie of the Year runner-up on the PGA Tour. He's just trying to recapture that magic.
I love it. He was a great guy. You know, our first trip to the Players, went to Taco Lou with Luke Guthrie. He was a great dinner companion, great top lad. So
You know,
hope
he
gets-
carries his own bag at Monday qualifiers.
Really
Yeah,
great.
like
dude.
his Illinois stand bag.
Danny Willits with Charlie Hoffman and Emiliano Grillo. God, interesting. Willits seems like a good guy, actually. That's Luke Guthrie. Okay. Who's our next
Up
guy
next,
to monitor? Oh, come on.
Keegan Bradley.
Come on.
Well, we needed to update this graphic. Our graphics department didn't update it after the Jupe Stakes. But,
The graphics department, we're going live 5 minutes after the show ends.
well, people didn't need to know that you were the graphics department.
Who else was going to be the graphics department?
You were given Emmy Award nominee show The Drop last week shit for their graphics, and here we are not updating ours.
What is wrong about this graphic? He's still trying to get over the Ryder Cup. Fact.
Well, we could add a cross and JupLinks lost.
Oh, I see.
This feels kind of like a guy tried to get over a girl or a girl tried to get over a guy. They just need to get something to get their mind off of what's going on. What happened.
Yeah. A real point, I think you made this on Twitter or else somewhere. Like, you just can't have guys that are adjacent or near the prime of their career as captains. I mean, A, they might stink as a captain. B, it might wreck their career, or at least a portion of their career there right after. I don't know. Keegan just seems morose.
Have you looked at his results? Like, actually looked at them since the Ryder Cup?
No, I haven't dug into the crosstabs there.
So there's how many 20 players or 18 at the Hero Challenge?
I think it's 18.
He finished 13th of 18 there.
Okay.
Missed the cut at the Sony. T43 at the Farmers. T29 at Pebble. Missed the cut at the Genesis, which was like 5 people.
Right.
Missed the cut at the API. And he finished T50 at the Players.
I will give him a lot of credit for the Players, though, because he was so bad on Thursday that I was not following him at all on Friday, and I got to the putting green on Saturday morning, and I saw Keegan, and I said to myself, oh, that's nice. Keegan's getting some extra work in. And then I realized he actually made the cut after a disastrous Thursday. So he put in some effort there on Friday.
He got back into it. Okay. Keegan.
Did you not mention why you might not pick a player in his prime or close to his prime? Because he might have to pick himself?
I mean, yeah, the guy, you might wonder, like, why is he in all these events? Because he's not playing well this year. The guy made it to Eastlake last year. He was like a legit he was an incredible player, a top marginally 15-ish player.
He won a Siggy.
Right, I know that. I know.
He was good.
He's qualified to everything this year for
I can't even talk anymore.
So, okay. Keegan Bradley, we're monitoring.
I feel bad.
I do too. I feel bad for him tonight. I mean, I don't because I'm a Jupe fan, but I'm not really. But for this podcast, I am. I do feel bad. Seems like a tough run. He wasn't very good tonight. Who's next?
Golf's second favorite Sargent, not Billy Tom, Gordon Sargent.
ET, second favorite.
He's probably might be worried about getting called into the war, but currently he's going to battle at the snake pit.
There's yeah.
I don't think this is a Gordon Sargent track, but I'm buoyed by his T8 at Puerto Rico.
Yeah, it looked good. Yeah. Anyways, I'll leave it at that.
There's life. Proof of life.
He's obviously been going through it the last couple of years since he, won the national championship and topped the PGA Tour U. To the point of he's struggling so much, is he gonna pursue something else? But he's got all these. Still got a lot of benefits from his success as a younger age. So, all right, we'll monitor that after Puerto Rico.
It'd be amazing if he could start playing good golf.
Would be great. What's next? Who's
next? Last one's kind of serious. Justin Thomas. He always plays well here. This is a horse for the course. If he plays well, then do you start to put him on Masters boards, which seemed unfathomable at Bay Hill or even before Bay Hill, with the idea of like he's going to come back at Bay Hill and be in some form to compete at the Masters.
I mean, yeah. The issue is he's never really competed at the Masters for reasons that aren't totally explainable.
He had that one event where but then you watched his ball. Just remember they kept the camera on the ball as it just like floated down Race Creek.
Yeah, I do remember. I guess he had a 4th in 2020, but does that really count, the November Masters? But
he doesn't drive the ball well enough.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, oh, Augusta's wide. It's like sneaky narrow. You have to hit it into the right spots. It can be wide, but it's not actually wide.
You get punished the farther off you get. There's an unseen punishment, maybe to the naked eye. Okay. JT, definitely someone to monitor. I don't know if I'm going to be bullish on him for the players, or for the Masters, but good to have him back playing competitive golf. Do you have a one and done pick? PJ, let's go to you first. Who's your one and done pick for the Valspar? Kind of need a good iron player, typically a good scrambler, not probably a giant bomber off the tee. What do you like?
I'm gonna regret this when we get to the PGA Championship, but I'm cashing in my Brooks Koepka ticket right now.
Okay.
All right. I'm in 2 one and done leagues. One's Fried Egg Golf Clubs. The other one has a rule every year that you have to pick one player. It's a pain in the ass because it's like I don't want to pick. You don't always want to pick the guy.
I think I know.
But this year it's Brooks Koepka, so I'm taking Brooks Koepka here. He's rounded into form. We're still in Florida. He's a Florida man. I like his chances here.
Okay, that's a good pick. I had a ton of success with the man surname at Riviera, the bridge man at Riv. I'm going with the smother man at Valspar. Good time to get on the smother man wagon, I feel like, right now. So I'm going
great
with
iron player.
Yeah, great iron. Hey, I think in the past you might have used this. Any reason to get in on speculating on Spieth Island this week? Any reason to speculate? Look at land properties? Anything there? No, uninterested.
I'm not interested.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
I just
as you said,
I can't keep doing the one round. He plays one good round.
Good approach.
Everybody loses their mind.
Good approach.
He completed the career Grand Slam on Saturday when he birdied 6 of 7.
What does that mean?
It was the greatest round in the history of golf.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, a lot of hype. Okay.
Can I propose a change in name nomenclature on this pod?
Oh,
sure.
No.
We go until they win. They're Smotherman Smother Boy.
All right. I'm fully in, completely subscribed. You've never had to convince me of anything, easier than that. Smother Boy is my pick.
I thought this was going to be a Spieth related change, and I didn't know where it was going.
Yeah.
Smother Boy is good.
Smother Boy.
I'm in.
He wins. He becomes Smother Man.
Okay. Boy becomes.
It would have been. I mean, it would have been great if we called Bridgman Bridge Boy.
Yeah. Right. Now he's Bridge. He's definitely Bridge Man now. Another good pick probably this week too. The Bridge Man. All right, let's continue with our schedule for the week. I'm throwing out event of the week right now. I'm just going to do it. I'm coming over the top to you. Event of the week.
What are you going with?
Nobody knows anything about, no podcast, no media outlet's going to know more about this than we are. We're going with the Hainan Classic on the DP World Tour at Mission Hills Resort in Hainan Island, China. $2.5 million purse. Defending champ is Marco Penji. Notables in the field are Brad Berry, RCB, Rafa Cabrera-Bello, Jorge Campillo, Eugenio Chacarra, Thurston Lawrence, and Francesco Molinari. The Hainan Classic, TV times, none. There are no TV times. There's like barely any cameras, no walkings, there's nothing, no scores, nothing. This is a DP World Tour event. It's worth more points and more money than the South Africa Open, the National Open that just gave away, Open Championship and Masters invites that we had a couple weeks ago. get this, from the ground. It is a pro-am format the first 2 days with carts.
I was wondering why they were playing twosomes.
Carts are mandatory. So they've got these jumbo carts, and the players ride on the front, and the caddies ride on these like flatbed truck type things in the back. And so there was a great alarm and consternation and concern that would it be amateur and player on a cart and amateur and player on the other cart, because the DP World Tour members from, Netherlands and England and South Africa, there'd be a kind of a language barrier with these Chinese amateurs. They're like, what are we ride? We're gonna have to duff it into the water, and then we got to go to the forward tee, and we got to look for their ball in the cart, and then we ride. This is the DP World Tour event.
Going like sideways across the fairway 5 times before it gets to the 320-yard tee shot.
Right. But I guess that's not the case. But still, the two players have to ride together in this cart. This is a DP World Tour event with like legit money and points. It's just Marco Penge, the 3 leading points earners, will get into this is part of the Asia swing. We'll get into the PGA Championship, like real stakes. It's a part of the China Tour. And it's just insane stuff. Apparently, there are 9 courses at this event, at this place. And there's just a bazillion carts. But there are, what I was told, spectators you could count on one hand. So, but a lot of cart traffic going on the DP World Tour. And they put all the Chinese pros together. And they're like, well, there's no scoring. There's no oversight. There's nothing. I mean, minimal. I shouldn't say nothing. Minimal. But I love that. My event of the week for the cart traffic.
I love the event of the week call for a different reason. I was just scanning through the field. And
I want to talk to Sam.
Our guy, Samson Jag, is in the field, which warms my heart.
We've recently had an individual come into our live, but the last name Samson, and we have to like schedule calls with this person. It's like, we got to talk to Samson. And we use this in like regular speech. And
I want to talk to Samson.
Chuckling every time it comes up. It's serious business matter. Okay. All right. That's my event of the week. Should we continue? What else you got? Anything else on the Hanan Classic DP World Tour? Okay. Won't watch on TV. The PGA Tour champions, we have the Colaguard Classic, the Dump in a Box Classic at La Paloma Country Club in Tucson. Zach Johnson is going for his back-to-back weeks, 2 out of 2 as he plays the 50 and over circuit. Notables are Alker, Angel Cabrera, tuning up for the Masters, just like Danny Willett. Stuart Sink, Fred Couples, Ernie Els, Padraig Harrington, Zach, Bernhard Langer, Mike Weir, and Ben Crane is in the field. This is on tape delayed, 10 p.m. to midnight on Friday, and then 3 to 6 p.m. on Golf Channel Saturday and Sunday. Anything we need to know about the dump in a box? Have you noticed the latest ads? It's women that are sort of fawning over the box and talking about his attractive features. They're talking about this box that literally gets defecated in, and that's their ad. I think they're leaning into the sort of the box being its own sort of superstar character. So, again, go ahead, Peach.
Anytime you could get, a box with arms and legs and hands to be your mascot, I feel like you got to do it. So
the
I'm glad
anthropomorphic box. We love
That's the word I was looking for. I will just add one field note that you didn't get there. Making his 2026 Champions Tour debut, somebody that we know is a problem, has been brought up a lot over the last 10 days or so. Bob Estes making his 2026 debut on the Champions Tour.
The 10-finger grip, baseball grip, Bob.
Problem.
Certified problem.
Confirmed problem.
Brad faxing it. Yeah.
Are you worried if Ben Crane nosedives that we're gonna see some real retribution for our
from the gambling community and all that? Yeah.
I could see that happening. I was asked about that last week by a fellow member of the media. I didn't want to out our source, but I look at our source maybe a little bit differently if he fed us some bad information on Ben Crane.
All right. Keep an eye on Crane.
I'm watching.
Our
I'm
source
watching
might have
Crane like
been
a
busy
hawk.
spitting game to a fellow media member.
I don't know what this story is referring to. I don't know what this story is.
I don't know what that's referring to.
Now
but
I
I'm
do.
in.
Now I do. Okay. The Dump in a Box Classic. Check it out from Tucson. One of our favorite events, as you could say. We're not pro colorectal cancer. We are just amused by the act of
To be very clear,
how they check it. If they can help check it this way, then let's keep it up. Colaguard, we love you.
I can't believe they haven't sponsored the pod.
Seriously.
Didn't they look at it? I think they balked at cost.
They did. This was a discussion
right?
last year. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They blocked that. They blocked that cost from us.
I don't remember
We're
what
too
it
rich.
came down to, but I definitely had a phone call with Business Pete about doing a Colaguard activation at some point.
They
I mean, by
inquired.
activation, I hope
Listen,
you don't. Yeah. All right.
We love anybody that inquires.
Okay, please inquire. God, I think since we started talking about it 7 years ago, they've leaned into the box becoming more of a personality. He sings, he dances, he does all these things. Or she, I don't know what it is. It's an it. Okay, let's continue on with the schedule for the week. We have the LPGA Founders Cup. They're coming back finally to America. The United States is a big event for the LPGA. This is at Sharon Heights Golf and Country Club in the quaint little town, the affordable little town of Menlo Park, California.
It is cheap there. I can attest. That's a place you go to find a nice
Value
starter home.
Yeah. Sharon Heights, the purse is $3 million, which might get you a garage. Notables in the field: Lynn Grant, Lydia Ko, Nelly Korda, Minji Lee, Maya Stark. Nelly back on the tour after taking the Asia swing off. Maya Stark, Tino Titicul, Lottie Wode, and Rose Zhang. This is primetime golf. Good for the LPGA here. 6 to 9 p.m. all 4 days on Golf Channel. So an opportunity for the LPGA, I would say, to rejoin the battle, so to speak. Kind of seems not great that they're just off the map until about March 20th. But that's a good event. Do you know much about Sharon Heights?
It just got redone by Todd Eckenrode.
Okay.
So I haven't been down there since the redo, despite them graciously inviting me a few times. I just have not.
You'll get there. You'll get
You
there
know,
someday.
It's far from my house. It's like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
It's not a home game.
The Silicon Valley is not quite home. Okay. All right. And then last but not least, definitely not a home game, is LIV South Africa. Their first venture into South Africa. You got the Southern Guards with this new dance, and Dean Burmeisters doing the some elbow wrist action. They have a whole team dance going on. This will be on Fox Sports 1 on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 6 a.m. to 8, finishing around 11 a.m. on Fox Sports 1 on Sunday. Fox on Saturday. They get Big Fox on Saturday, finishing at 11 a.m. LIV continues its world tour. I believe this is their last international event. They kind of need to get back into the mainstream, I would say. They were sort of the subject of a couple of viral tweets. I think one from a Barstool fellow about Bryson tumbling in a bunker last week on his way to, as there were bugs the size of birds. I don't know. They just have been off the map. The round by round numbers per Josh Carpenter were 71,000 viewers across 4 days for LIV Singapore, which is not great. I don't expect the South Africa numbers to be jumbo, but we'll
that's
see.
crazy.
71,000.
It's just, I mean, what are they, 4 years in now?
22, 23, 24. Yeah, I mean, it's 5, I think, right?
5
This is
years.
the middle of their 5th season. So, yeah, it's just like you're kind of off the map until the Masters, essentially, which may be their choice. They want to be global. Someone suggested to me last week that Rahm is like doing the fines, Rage Against the Machine fines thing, just to stay out there because people are forgetting he exists. I think that's probably not the motivation, but it certainly keeps his name
The
in the
issue
mix.
with that fines thing is like neither one of them is going to budge now.
Yeah, it feels like, I don't know.
I mean,
We'll see.
Rob's a stubborn guy.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree
In
with
the
that.
Euro Tour, everybody else has paid it.
Yeah. Someone else who's stubborn on equipment is Bryson DeChambeau. And I think this will be the most newsworthy item to come from LIV South Africa over the next 4 days. And he had an absolute bananas of a press conference. It included the quote when asked about a global schedule. The world is a big place. It's amazing to see how great humanity is. That's a Bryson just howitzer of a quote. I mean, I don't know if you would say that about the world right now. It's amazing to see how great humanity is. The guy just struggles with the English language. A couple of weeks ago, he described death as moving away from this earth. Now he's talking about the global schedule as, the world is a big place. It's amazing to see how great humanity is. He was asked about the schedule of the season. He goes, our season has been quite a fairy tale so far, I guess. From Elvis winning the first week, a young stud, to AK, to John finally getting it done in Hong Kong, having a wild card almost win last week in Dick T. Lee, but me pushing through for the victory. I think there's just a lot of great stories there that show not just how competitive it is, but the compassion that we show for the game of golf in the world. What?
The world.
What? You're playing this like golf circuit that show the compassion for golf in the world?
I mean, the golf I could get to, the world.
I don't even think you could get to. Why is they showing compassion for golf? Why is compassion? Guy just struggles with his words.
I think he meant to say passion.
Passion for the world.
I think he meant to say passion, but he said compassion. I say wrong things all the time.
That's true. We say wrong things all the time. We'll get to his equipment here, which is exceptionally wrong. On his travel and all that, he's like, oh, we're so tired. We're dead. We're traveling all over. We're going to Singapore, Hong Kong, Riyadh, Adelaide, South Africa. He said, quote, we have to suck it up sometimes and go through tired moments and the body not feeling great. That's just part of the job. We're called to do that. As if he's a preacher man, getting called to deliver a sermon. Sometimes we're tired. That's part of the job. We're called to do that.
Well, now he's contracted, so he is called to the job.
That's fair. He is called. He's demanded. One more. He was asked about team golf, and he said, I do think there's an opportunity in the future for team golf to be the next to the forefront of golf with all even the majors and whatnot. What does that mean? Team golf is going to jump in with the majors? Anybody who uses the word whatnot, by the way, when you crutch on the whatnot, that's not a word. That's not a thing. You come across as a bozo. I think he's putting team golf with the majors, or he's trying to dance up to the line.
How do you think the team golf would work in the majors? Do you think there'd be a team component with the Crushers, the Aces, the Torquay, but then also the Frogs and Jupe Stinks? I mean, are any of the Jupe Stinks players outside of Akshay, who's not really on the team, qualified for the majors?
No. Homa would be, right? Homa? Maybe
I
not.
don't know if he's qualified.
Maybe working his way up. Right. No, he maybe not.
His way in.
This was just an insane. There at one point, there's a South African questioner. Someone said how great it is. Can you just talk about how great it is that you go to the world? Like just an absolute softball of a question. When you ask someone how great it is. The other one asked, have Louis and the boys introduced you to any of our naughty South African customs? What?
What did he say to that?
Paul Casey was like, such as? And he goes, like brandy. And Paul goes, Bryson is not much of a drinker, which Bryson says chocolate milk. But that's about it for me. So he's still doing the chocolate milk.
God,
routine.
he's still on the chocolate milk. We got to bring the chocolate milk beaker hat.
The hat. That was a good one. That was a good. Go through some tired moments. It's just incredible. We had Paul Casey was asked about like the scheduling and the tour going to new markets. He said, "This is just a bozo who read a business term once." He goes, "Yeah, product market fit is a real thing that we discuss. We talk about a lot as players, actually. I don't think it ever gets talked about enough. I sat on the PAC, the European Tour Committee. I sit on the Players Advisory Group at LIV. But in my roles prior to LIV, we weren't able to contribute. That was out of our control as players. Maybe it's something we have a discussion about in the future because it's highly technical, as you know, which is why you've just asked the question. But it's the right question. It's not asked enough. So thank you for asking it. Do you think we're not talking about product market fit enough because it's so highly technical that the PAC should be jumping into it to figure it out?
Listen, I think we should follow the leader here, and we should do a world podcast tour because Liv's figured out product fit, and we could maybe, another term, piggyback off it.
This was asking about LIV filling the void by other tours. Like, I mean, the product market fit is basically like going to places that didn't have events, I guess. Highly technical. Paul Casey. Last but not least,
I think
there was
sold
so
like
much.
90,000 tickets or something this week. I think it should be like a good scene.
It should be a big event. They have the Lion's Den is their party hole.
Oh,
of
course. What's the one in Australia called?
The party hole.
The watering hole.
The watering hole. What party hole? Oh, by the way, one more alarming disclosure from Bryson. They were asking him about equipment and complexities of equipment. He talked about like wedges mostly and hitting in different conditions. And, the face is really important. Surface friction on the face. And then you get scenarios where it's super slick face and then it's wet and it slides. It doesn't spin at all and it has to spin. He says, this is alarming. I unfortunately mishit my wedges quite a bit just because maybe I don't have the right bounce configuration. Maybe the shape of the grind is a little different. I'm trying some new wedges. They've got almost a bubble on the bottom, and it's been helping quite a bit. It helped. He says he talks about mishitting his wedges a lot, declaring that. Seems alarming as the majors approaches. But, he's always struggled with the one length and all that.
It's kind of weird that you mishit your wedges a lot.
Yeah. Says, I look at the last Masters as an opportunity to learn how to become a better iron player and better wedger. So I just mishit him a lot. Last but not least, talking equipment. And this is really the big news item of the press conference. He was asked about rollback, essentially, driver faces. And I'll just read it in full here. I think there's a legal limit set for everything. There's really not a way to go around it. I don't know what that means. Legal limit. He's like neglecting to just denying the fact that people are cheating. I don't know what he's getting at. If you want to say that a driver back in 2009 is worse than now, I would actually disagree with you on that. I think they're relatively the same and not much has changed. You can't change it that much with the rules being the way they are. Then why is he always looking like this guy suggesting nothing's changed and it's all static? Is literally the one that blames his equipment and tinkers to the moon, like 3D print.
And praises his equipment. It's almost like I won because I have a better driver than everybody.
He credits his equipment as if he's just a robot and the equipment does all the work. This is a guy who is always looking for the next leading edge, as a curious scientist. But now he's saying it's no different than 2009. That seems like a contradiction. Nothing's changed. Doesn't matter. Seems like an issue. So I think there's a lot more athletic ability and not being as afraid to go after shots or swing harder or be more aggressive. Why do you think they can swing harder and be more aggressive? Why do you think they can go after shots? Does it have anything
more forgiving?
It's not just the weightlifting that they can be more aggressive?
I got some drivers here from 2009. It looks like
please tell
the
me.
TaylorMade brought back the burner.
Okay.
Do you think that
No.
Rory and Scotty would want to go back to that?
No. Well, no. The QI, whatever it is, 40.
Let's see what the Callaway had the FTIQ and the Big Bertha bubble and the FT9. What do you think about that?
I don't think they're going to do that. What's the Callaway one now? Quantum something or other? Don't think John Rahm would just opt out of that or whoever.
Now, this might be a driver that people would want to go back to, the Cleveland Launcher.
Oh, I remember that thing. How can he credibly say with the guy is just a bozo, as we could talk about with his language.
Pig made the G10. That was a sick driver.
That was a good driver. I think I had that. I think that was my driver, G10. The blue. I think that was my driver.
God, TaylorMade only made the burner according to this website. I'm looking at a buyer's guide here.
Look, he obviously doesn't want to roll back. He's just the dumbest boy when it comes to articulating it. To suggest that drivers are the same in 09 as they are now, and there's literally no difference, is just a logical fallacy. So he continues on saying it's just athletic ability. I caution anybody that tries to change the rules in the game because they've already been established. Let the athletes be the athletes, and let's go have some fun. What? Paul Casey jumps in, says, I agree with that because we've seen significant jumps. We saw the jump for Persimmon to Steel drivers, which is just a non sequitur. Doesn't make any sense. And then the graphite shaft, and there's always these jumps. I'm going to tell this guy, professional came out, there was a jump in technology. And it's no slant on the OEMs. I know it's not. The OEMs are doing what they're doing. They're trying to make the game a little easier, a little more fun. Golf ball, go a little farther. Remember, the architects did their thing with pushing out the golf courses and building more houses. Did they? The architects built more houses? What was that? As like a combatant against golf?
I don't know what more houses had to do with the distance issue.
It was always something. There's no blame anywhere in this stuff. Houses. I will say there's not enough credit given to the athlete and how hard the athletes now work. I think there's plenty in using the technology at our disposal, large monitors and fitness or whatever the technical ability. I think, to credit them, they have gotten much more. Like, play into their ego. You are great athletes. You do are fully optimized, which means like we probably got to rein it in somewhere else. I mean, just credit them. Like, you guys are great athletes. That's a part of it. It's a part of it, to the point where we're disproportionately out of obsoleting the playing fields because you guys are such good athletes. So we got to rein it in. Now, I'll just quibble. Like, you can be so athletic and aggressive and swing it, get to 190 ball speed because of a little bit the equipment. That plays a part. Honorbon had to get his pops in. Golf course design, said quotes Valderrama as a short course that's basically a U.S. Open every time they go. It's not just about equipment. Bryson then jumps in one last time. I think it's very important to set the baseline from a question standpoint. This is insane. What are the bodies of golf trying to accomplish? Are they trying to preserve the traditions and history of the game, or are they trying to grow the game? Because those are two different things. I would say you
can't do both.
I would say they're two different things, but the answer can be the same for both. They're not mutually exclusive. There could be a jumbo middle of the Venn diagram there. They can cross over in some facets, which is a minor concession that they can cross over in the Venn in some regard. But when you're trying to preserve the traditions and history of the game, you're going to want the golf ball to go back to a golf ball that's going shorter because players are more athletic. I don't think preserving the traditions and history of the game, which makes it sound sort of like a boogeyman. It is good word choice if you're trying to advocate for non-rollback. It sounds like you're just, some old guy that wants to keep it exclusive and wants to keep it, gated, trying to preserve the traditions and history of the game. You're going to want a golf ball that's going a lot shorter. You're going to want to shrink the heads. You're going to want to do this or that. But if you want to grow the game, that's not how you get kids to hit the golf ball farther and enjoy it and want to be a part of this game. So then we should just do bifurcation.
What everybody misses is what makes golf addictive and ridiculously, like, it drives you insane and it becomes all consuming, is how challenging it is. That is the essence of the sport. And it boggles my mind how people across golf do not understand that the core essence of the sport, the reason that everybody loves the sport so much, is that you never can fully conquer the sport. And that's why everybody keeps coming back. That's why people become deranged and crazy about golf is because you literally cannot solve it.
I think that's a good.
And that's why you should keep the game hard, because it's only more interesting the harder it gets.
Which gets to the point. These talking points are just, I mean, I had a conversation with Kevin KVV, and he's like, he analogized it to like whack-a-mole, right? Like you can come back with a well, the ball goes too far. Kids want to hit it far. Why are you taking the fun out of it? It's like, all right, bifurcation. Fine, let the kids hit it far, and then you can't because you're so athletic. Well, then there's like the next one. We can't.
Then
do
they aren't playing.
bifurcation
Then they aren't
because
playing
they're-
the same game as us.
And they
Well,
just
they
do
aren't
the-
now. You have custom clubs.
He's
There's a
3D
ball that
printing
was
his irons,
designed
yeah.
for Cam Young.
You can. There's like kind of a pretty salient pushback, and then they just jump to the next talking point. The kids want to hit it far, and what do they really want? Are you trying to preserve traditions, or are you trying to grow the game? You can grow the game. You can grow the game with a ball that is not obsoleting all the best playing fields in the world, i.e., old course with tee boxes on different out of bounds. Cypress Point being completely unable to host a tournament. Most of the great courses being unable to host professional golf tournaments. Like you can grow the game.
Hey, can I roll out a take I proposed a couple weeks ago?
Sure.
It's time for the USGA to retire Pebble Beach. Time for the USGA to retire Marion. Say, sorry guys, we can't play it here anymore. You guys get to play at Erin Hills instead.
I think
I know you guys were looking forward to a week at Monterey in 2027, but we've moved it to rural Wisconsin.
there's such a myopia with this. Obviously, this 99, the 1 percentile of the best players in the world, who like the comeback is the what are the architects getting out of this? Like financially, is there a stake in it if Rollback
Nothing.
goes through?
Well,
There's obviously a lot of stakeholders from the equipment
honestly, the
companies and
thing that's-
players who are paid by them.
The fascinating thing I've always thought is like pretty much everybody votes where their stake is.
Yeah,
Golf architects, if there's no equipment regulation, make more money.
more land needs to be.
More tee boxes need to be built. More courses have to be renovated. Bigger golf courses have to get built. They're the only group individuals in this debate that actually vote against their professional interests.
I'm seeing it from 10,000.
And everybody ignores them.
The myopia is just there. He says, and that's what it is. Bryson says, us players want to make it easier for others. I'm sorry, that's detached from the kid hitting it, whacking, or the guy, the 50-year-old whacking it around a Muni. How is Bryson making the game easier? The game is still the game for that guy. There's just a myopia. I like showing how much fun it is to play the game of golf, not how difficult it is. I think Bryson hitting it 400 yards is completely detached from anything that's happening at any sort of recreational level. I think that's the great Nobilo quote of the game of rec golf and the game of pro golf have never felt farther apart. And that's a really dangerous movement and trend. There's a myopia there that the players are like impacting the other 99%. And they aren't. They can market it. They do in a marketing way. But in terms of how golf is played and how much fun it could be, it's just a different game. To their credit, they're different species on the golf course. So, an insane ramble answering 2 questions. You only have 2 choices. This is logical fallacy 101. You either preserve the traditions and history or you grow the game. That's it.
Can't do both.
One or the other. So that's Bryson in South Africa talking about compassion for the world.
You know what? He should say on his YouTube videos, you can either like this or subscribe to this channel, but you can't do both.
That would be an interesting choice. Interesting choice. All right. That does it, I think, for this Wednesday edition of the Shotgun Start. I was going to do some Masters facts, some reactions to roll up, but we could punt that to Friday. Big ratings for the Players Championship.
Ratings.
Good ratings. Cameron Young, the needle. I think they just had a good, Sunday afternoon. So big ratings.
Hopefully
Congrats to
PJ's
NBC.
better
So,
by then.
yeah, PJ, you got to get your voice. You got to be in shape for Colaguard Classic coverage on Friday. You doing all right?
Yeah, it's a big week, but we'll
I'm sure
rally.
the midnight editing job for him's gonna make him feel better.
We're good. We'll get there.
All right. Thank you for continued support of the Shotgun Start. We will talk to you on Friday.